This video will show you how to effectively test the Ultra 150 jet ski oil pump. Okay, I'm making a video about how to test the oil pump on the Ultra 150. I have rigged up this setup here where I am feeding the oil into the oil pump, into the main input from this bottle, which is up higher than the oil pump itself, just to make sure that gravity is helping a little bit so it's not sucking too hard. And on the outputs I have individual hoses, just standard 1/8 inch inner diameter hoses. Per the service manual, you're going to have to open up the oil pump throttle or position here all the way, except for maybe a 1/16 of an inch gap between the stop and the small tab. The small tab here that's going to hit the stop. Leave a small gap. I use a tie wrap to go around the input hose to hold it still when I run the test. I'm going to output each of the lines individually, one at a time, into these small containers here. I'm going to use these small containers, and I'm going to also use, to measure the output, I'm going to use this small syringe here, which has milliliter marks on it. The thing you're going to need is a drill that actually specs out the revolutions per minute maximum, and on this one is 2,500 revolutions per minute. We're going to need some type of setup that's going to allow you to get a hold of the output shaft here, or the input shaft, if you will, of the oil pump. And we're going to use this the output of this half inch driver output, which is then connected to a 1/4 inch extension into this drill. And I'm going to also put a damper in it, just some paper towel as a damper in the end of it, so it doesn't start vibrating too bad when we start spinning this thing. Okay, so this is the service manual. As you can see here, the oil pump output is defined per output A, B, C, D, and E. I'm going to just go through each one, and it looks like it's 3.83 milliliters for output A, and it's defined here, output A. And I'm going to go ahead and make this easy on me, or easy on you, and we're going to basically figure out exactly 2 milliliters, how long it'll take for 2 milliliters of oil, instead of trying to measure to 3.83. And to be exact, it's a lot easier just to try to measure to 2 milliliters. So if you figure the engine RPM is 3,000 RPM and the oil pump output is 1:1 for that, for 2 minutes, that's 6,000 total revolutions. So 6,000 total revolutions will get you 3.83 milliliters on number A there, right? So you just have to do the math, and basically for my drill at 2,500 RPM, it's going to take 1 minute and 15 seconds to get exactly 2 milliliters. Fresh container here. I'm going to put the hose down in there. The rest of the hoses are going to go back into the oil reservoir, or back into the oil can. I'm going to use another one of these guys to hold it down so it doesn't spill out anywhere. So now you see I have the output shaft of the drill connected to the oil pump input shaft. I'm going to start spinning this thing, and I'm going to have a stopwatch going to make sure it lasts for 1 minute 15 seconds exactly. At that point I will stop, and I will then take measurements of the oil. remove this. I'm now going to check the amount of oil that's in there. See that the amount of oil is in there that we need to measure. And now I've sucked up all the oil in the container, and now I'm going to measure it. If you look, there's a 2 milliliter mark. And you can look that we're right about exactly 2 milliliters. So we are where we need to be on that particular output. Now you're going to have to repeat the same thing for each one, do the calculation, figure out how many milliliters or how long actually it's going to take you to get to 2 milliliters. That's what I recommend. You can make it any amount of time. Obviously, if you have the equation, you can figure out how many milliliters and how much time. But that's the method I've used here for a DIY method of checking the oil outputs on the Ultra 150 oil pump. Thank you.